Good evening and welcome to Product Highlight. I'm Nancy Dodge from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this evening I'm going to show you just a quick way to add a little bit of extra depth, another element to your card creating, just by using some embossing folders. So let's get to it. Hello, Carol. So these are the 4 cards that I posted earlier that I had done. Just simple floral cards. And I'm going to show you what I've done. So this is the original card. Kind of light, but I really like the stamp set. And then here, I don't know if you can see it, I've added the softly stippled embossing folder behind that. And then with this one, this is a great old standby set I absolutely adore, called Quiet Meadow. And then I added a strip that was embossed. So you can see how it adds just an extra element to your card. And then I have this one. Now this may be a little bit harder to see, but I did this one, and can you see that I've put that through an embossing folder to add a little extra depth to it. So I like it. It makes it a little calmer appearance. I know that may seem a little odd. And then the 4th card I did was this one. And then I added a piece of, you see that, embossed cardstock. So that's just a quick and easy way to add some depth to your cards, little extra. So these are the 4 embossing folders that I use. They come in a 2-pack, and this Stripes and Splatters is in the catalog, and it's also been added to the Celebration product line. So if you purchase something for $50 or more, you could get these 2 embossing folders, which I absolutely love. I don't know if you can see them well. Let me put a piece in between of cardstock. Let's see. I don't know. Just grabbing a random color. So those are like bubbles. I don't know. Let me see if I can find something a little darker. Does the pink show up? Maybe a little bit. They're splatters like. And then this one is the stripes. Just adds a little extra texture. And then this set is coming up in the online exclusives beginning on March 5th. It's available to demonstrators now, and it's called Fun Patterns. So here's the floral one that I used on that Starburst card. And then this one is more of a argyle looking. These are thinner. I'll show you a difference in a minute. So there's like an argyle pattern to it. Now, the nice thing about these is that they fit in the mini embossing folder. But I'm going to show you a different pattern, and the downfall is, now I don't know if you can see this, but see the difference in the width of these embossing folders? So these smaller ones, thinner ones, need a different way of running it through the machine, and I will show you. So the thicker ones I can use in the mini. The other one is a little more difficult because you would put your paper in, you take the 2 number 2s out, and put this number 4 in and run it through. But the thinner ones have a different configuration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my larger stamp cut and embossing machine. I know, you can't see it as well. Sorry about that. So I have to pull out all 3 trays, and then if you look at the instructions on the main mat, it tells you with the thinner dies, with the regular dies are 1, 2, 3, and 3. Then the thicker embossing folders are 1 and 4, which is, this is 1, and the dark gray is number 4. And then if you're using the thinner ones, such as this, you have to use 1, 3, and 3. So I have 1 and 3 and 3. So I'm leaving number 2 out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake things up a little. So I'm going to make a card, and I wanted to use the Argyle looking piece, but I thought, you know, that's kind of plain. So what I'm going to do, let me put this machine aside for just a sec, is I'm going to open my embossing folder and then on the side where it has the Stampin' Up! Logo, I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm going to gently drag it across just on the side. Not fully, it just doesn't, let me see if I can do this right. Of course it did it when I practiced it. There we go. You want to just kind of drag it down to get the ink on it. And it's okay if there's lines. It's just going to add to the element. And then I have a pre-cut piece of some crumb cake, and I'm going to put this down and close this. Then I'm going to pull my machine back up. And that's 1, 3. Where'd the other 3 go? Here's the other 3. I'm going to stick this on and run it through. Just crank it right through. How did I make the thin one work with the mini? I have not figured that out yet, Carol. I will, but so far that's why I'm using this big one, because I know how to use it with the big one. Alright, so here's our piece of cardstock. So you can see it's embossed on one side, and then the other side has ink to make it come out more. So I'm going to stick that aside and wash it. I don't need it right now. And I'm just going to quickly throw a card together with and without. So I have some ribbon, and I have some banners that I've already stamped in Happy Birthday, and I have some die cuts from the Painted Lavender die set. And I'm just going to put, I have double sets here so you can see the difference between the two cards. And I'm going to put, I can do this without breaking myself, one of each of these on either of the cards. Now, I'm going to pull out my silicone mat because I want to use my glue. This is the multi-purpose glue, but I've put it in my this little bottle because it's easier to get. Just a few dots, and anything that sticks to this mat comes right off. So I'm going to stick this behind. And it adheres pretty quickly. I'm just going to put some glue on these. But see, these are so thin, I would need to use the adhesive sheets that would make it into a sticker. But this is nice and thin. So I can just add to it. And I don't need much glue, just a little bit. And see those dots, they just come right off, whether it's dry or sticky, or wet I should say. I'm going to stick that aside for the next card. Now I pre-tied a bow, but I'm going to show you how I did it. I've had people ask me before how, excuse me, how I get the two bow pieces up. So all I did was do this, and instead of wrap it around like we learned when we were 5, I wrap it behind and then pull it through. Famous last words, right? Hold on. I have big fingers. So I'm going to wrap it behind and put it through the hole and pull, so that my bow is up like so. All right, and then I just take my snips, cut them down. These are very sharp, but I love these snips. Absolutely love them. Okay, now I'm going to use dimensionals for my banner to cover up the bottom of this, and I'm going to put a bow on it. Now you could use whatever you want to attach the bow. Sometimes I use glue dots, sometimes I use glue, sometimes I use, I think I'm going to use a little mini dimensional tonight, as long as I can find one. I say that and then I can't find them. Should have pulled them out ahead of time. I found the big ones. Oh, here's the little ones. And they're all right next to me here. All right. I'm just going to take that off, stick it on, and then let's add a few I have these that came with the perennial lavender sweet. I'm just going to put a few of these on because these are the berry burst. So I'm just going to put a few on. Oops. So there's our first card. It's pretty. But then we're going to add a little dimension to it. And we're going to use this piece. So I have my element. Oh, I forgot to add my butterflies. Oh no. Now for those of you that don't know, the name of my business, YB Stamp, stands for Yellow Butterfly for a number of reasons. One of which is has to do with my mom's passing, and the other has to do with the fact that the yellow butterfly stands for creativity. There. Okay. Now we're going to add this. I'm going to add some Stampin' Seal on the back. And the reason that I went with the crumb cake is because to me the argyle almost looked like a trellis. So I'm going to put this here. Just the way I thought, that's all. Alright, flip these over and put some glue on them. They're so delicate. Too bad I don't have my take your pick tool. Which I do, I'm just being funny. Alright, we're going to add some multi-purpose glue again. And like I said, doesn't take much. And you see how little I'm adding on here? And if I used the regular multi-purpose dispenser, it comes out in a blob. So that's why I moved it to this little container. Alright, let's see. Trying to make it similar to the one that we just did. Might not come out exactly like it, but very close. I'm just trying to show you that there are all kinds of products in the Stampin' Up! Line that you can use to enhance, oops, flipped on my mat, your cards as you start to get more and more creative. Alright, get my dimensionals out from my banner. But yeah, there's all different ways you can add all the time. And then we decided on the little dimensional, the mini dimensional for the ribbon. Well, happy birthday. We'll add our little butterflies. And then I will add the embellishments. I love these. They're so pretty. Can you see all the different colors? There's a lighter purple like Highland Heather, and then Gorgeous Grape, a darker purple, and then the Berry Burst. And two little ones. Alright. My fingers are a little sticky, but that's okay. Put these away before I poke myself. So here's the difference between the two cards. See how the other one just kind of adds an extra element to it? So that's what I wanted to show you guys this evening, is that there are a lot of products out there, such as these embossing folders that just add another element. I loved this one. So, which is on this one. So it's textured. So anyway, I hope you learned something. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. It was just a quickie, but I just fell in love with those little mini embossing folders when I got them in my last order, and I wanted to share it with you because I think with just those extra minutes, look how much it added to it. Next Sunday is kit night. We do that on Zoom instead of on YouTube. If you would like the link to join us, even if you don't have a kit, maybe you're interested in learning about the kits. Most of us work on the paper pumpkin kits that come monthly. It's a monthly subscription for $24.50. I have a link on my website for that. I also have a link for my newsletter if you'd like to do that. I have all kinds of what's going on, new kits, and I also include a PDF for a card tutorial for you. So if you would like that link for the Zoom, please let me know. My contact information is on my website. Until then, happy stamping.